with UNLV medical students. Several publications came from our department by Dr. Weissmiller, Gall, Shaw, Kuykendall, Rogers, Ong, Ganassan, and myself, which is all wonderful. We continued teaching advanced life support and obstetrics courses, and Dr. Shaw and Dr. Rogers were key with that. We collaborated with the OBGYN department too. Our resident poster by Dr. Davis, Lau, Young, and Yukin actually won first place in the Nevada Academy of Family Physicians meeting competition. Yay for them. Okay. So our theme this year is, and continues to be, change. I quote from John F. Kennedy, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future." Well, we certainly continued with change during this year. We moved our family medicine clinic from Fire Mesa to Pinto Lane, closer to the main School of Medicine and UMC. Our academic offices split off from the clinic into the 1701 building. Dr. Gall and Dr. Barnes launched the new sports medicine clinic on Rainbow. Then COVID-19 consumed our lives with the launch of the curbside testing clinic and call center on March 23rd, and that continues currently. As a family medicine unit, we have traveled to Opportunity Village and tested over 600 employees over 2 days with the help of our faculty, residents, MAs, Cassie, Michelle, and Holly, along with Mahasan, Jessica, and Taria. Without the tireless efforts of Mahasan, our clinic administrator, Jenna, our senior grants manager, and Ronnie, our residency coordinator, and now assistant finance administrator, we could never have achieved all of these things. Efforts towards making our department successful were enhanced when we were joined by Jesse, our clerkship coordinator, and Ivona, our department administrator. The amazing help and support and smiles from all of our staff and faculty and residents continue to give us hope. So we celebrate the successes of the year, and we'll look forward to this next year as hopefully this time shifting from changing and surviving to thriving. So we are here today to celebrate honorees in the faculty, resident, and staff, along with our graduates, and to thank all of them for continuing to make our department a success. So let me go ahead now and turn our program over to our Las Vegas Residency Program Director par excellence, Dr. David Kuykendall. Thank you. Okay.
Alrighty, so our first order of business, if I could please have all the interns start heading to the stage. We're going to recognize our interns, and internship is a really interesting time where you get to learn so much about yourself and others. It's a lot of demanding hours, and there's two learning curves here. The first being the academic learning curve, how to manage conditions that you've probably not managed in medical school, combining with being a physician, finishing your clinic notes until the late hours into the night, working on weekends on projects, tackling the difficult EHRs that we work with. And then from the faculty side, it's also a lot of fun because we get so many applications. We go through them and review who's qualified, who's not qualified, which ones we want, which ones we don't want. And I'm really excited that we got an excellent class. We have 7 interns. 5 interns are the Las Vegas interns, which I will start with, and then I will hand it to the Rural Program Director, Dr. Aaron Rogers, to recognize his 2 interns who will be going up north to join the Winnemucca residency. And the good news is most of these are even the ones we wanted. So it's very nice.
All of them.
Yeah. So first up, I would like to start with Dr. Sohei Fukuda. Dr. Sohei Fukuda is one of our wonderful interns, and as you can see on camera, number 1, he works as hard academically as he does physically.
Wait a second, got a good photo. Okay, set now.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, this was one of our, we have what's called a sub-intern, which in their last year of medical school, they will do a rotation to prepare themselves to try to audition to get into our program. And the next doctor, Dr. Tanner Pimpsicle, was one of those sub-interns. He worked really hard during his sub-internship, and most of the times he works hard here with us. He's been a pleasure to work with, and he also is very hardworking. Congratulations, Dr. Tanner Pimpsicle.
Got it.
next up, we have our next doctor. This is Dr. Frank Trong. He is from one of the other medical schools here in Las Vegas, Toro. And we got introduced to Frank, and he was actually the least shy of his class, the first one out of his shell, and really kind of set the precedent for the rest of his interns. And we're excited to work 2 more years with Frank, as he has a lot of future projects planned in his upcoming years. So congratulations, Frank Trong. Next up, we have Dr. Johnson Uken. Johnson is, so UNLV are closely partnered with our medical school up north, which is the University of Nevada, Reno School of Medicine, where Dr. Uken trained. And we've been very pleased with Johnson so far. He has helped make a poster in which he got first place at the Winter Nevada Academy of Family Physicians, as well as participate in Resident Research Day, where he did a very interesting case presentation. So congratulations, Dr. Johnson Uken. And lastly, we have Dr. Samson Wong. Dr. Samson Wong, he's, I would say he's kind of the funny bone of the Las Vegas class. His sense of humor is, if Seinfeld was still a current sitcom, Dr. Samson Wong's sense of humor would fit in very well. It's a very mix of humor and a little bit of self-deprecation. So we've really enjoyed having Dr. Wong with us. Congratulations, Samson Wong. And with that, I will kick it over to our Rural Residency Director, Dr. Aaron Rogers, for the final 2 interns.
Is this the spot?
Yep.
Hi, everybody. Okay, which one of you are mine? Okay, no. By the way, do we know if the rural people are watching?
They are, Dr. Bassett. We
I
saw
was
that.
gonna say, you two are one of the best, the 2 of the best, except for the others that are up there. No, but in all seriousness, Sam Wong and Trenton Argyle, really 2 of the best interns I've worked with. From the beginning, when you guys,
Sam Gong.
Sam Gong. That's it. Thank you. No, I was talking about Sam Wong.
Thank you, Roger.
I would like to say though, to be fair to Dr. Kuykendall's comment, yes, maybe, okay, Seinfeld, but if you have a funny guy, it's Sam Gong. We should know your name by now. We're gonna miss your special sense of humor, and Trent, keeping him in check up there will be really important. But for the moment you guys got here, you were working hard on the projects on community medicine with the other interns. The feedback from the preceptors that you've worked with this year has been excellent. Truly 2 of the best, in addition to you guys up in Winnemucca that I've worked with. Thank you guys so much. And Sam Gong. Trent Argyle. Is there a picture? Yes, this is Trent. Can we redo this? Can we actually take again?
Take over.
All right. Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you. Congratulations.
I'm gonna take this. I don't like this background.
Sam Gong. Gong. Congratulations, Sam. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. I'll hold your certificates up. Flip them up. Get in there, Dr. Rogers and Dr. K. Let's get up.
Can you get us all in?
I've got you all in. I've got you all in as soon as. Great. Very good. Congratulations.
Okay, well, that was a lot of fun. I thought I only matched 1 Samson Wong. Okay, so next up, we want to recognize our graduating chief resident. So what is a chief resident? The chief resident is partially kind of like a administrator or professor. The other hat is being kind of a leader of the residents, and they fulfill a lot of the roles. They kind of wear both hats. It's very demanding, very intensive, and they get to share the pleasure of listening to all the wonderful resident complaints that we get spanning the year. So if I could have our new chief residents start heading to the stage and for recognition of our graduating chiefs. So I'd like to introduce our chief residents. First, we have Dr. Amanda Gracia, Dr. Jacqueline Ride, and Dr. Cameron Davis.
Peanut Gallery's talking.
As usual. All right, so we're here to recognize our outgoing chiefs, Viet Nguyen, Hannah, who is now married with a new last name, and Justin Young and Jason Lau. We are going to miss them just so much. These guys have been around for me personally even longer because they were here when I was a med student, but for all of us these last 2 years, guiding and leading us and really setting the precedent of what a chief should be and what we hope to emulate and grow on. And we know that they grew this role and this position and this program and their residents so much from the years prior to that. So we'll kind of talk about each one individually. To start with Jason Lau. Jason is our photographer, our videographer, our social chair. He is videographing right now for us, actually. He is the most approachable. He brings the fun and the lightness and, you know, just makes all of us want to enjoy every day even more. And we're really looking forward to having him as future faculty to keep learning and growing from him. Fingers crossed. Next, we'll talk about Viet. Viet is our mathematician, statistician, state championship. He's got the ring on to prove it today. He is a wonderful teacher. He is our nerdy teacher, as well as our science teacher, as well as our medicine teacher. And he also is so approachable. That's the great thing about all of these chiefs, is that we felt like we could come to any of them for anything. He will be leaving us, but we hope that he'll be back eventually in the future because this program could really grow from him going forward still. Next, we'll talk about Justin. Justin is our homegrown resident. He has been here for the longest because he was here as a med student, as a sub-I, as a resident, and then into his chief year. I've known Justin for coming up on 10 years now. And he's been an amazing leader for this program. He set a lot of precedents that we can only hope to follow. Has really brought up the reputation and the camaraderie of this program, not only within family medicine, but outside in the hospital as well. He'll be here in Las Vegas still, and hopefully someday we can also entice him to come back with us. And last, we'll talk about Hannah. Hannah is our strong female lead. She is the only female of their class, and she made us females coming in feel so welcome. She's the mother of the group. She is the one who makes sure that everybody's voice is heard, even for the people who aren't speaking up. She has made sure that all of us feel really welcome and, you know, a part of the family. She'll be going across country, but we will be planning vacations in New York with her. We're all gonna really miss them quite a bit. So thank you guys very much for all your hard work. And I won't cry on Zoom, but I will cry with you later.
Picture together.
I want Cameron to say something.
I'll right there.
Oh, cool. Classic Cameron. Say credit.
Thank you. Get your frame.
Oh, dang.
There we go.
Hey.
It's been a little nice.
Sturdy.
Are we together yet?
Where are we looking?
Oh, mask off? Mask on or mask off?
You guys.
I don't want to say.
Where are we looking?
Okay,
Start from the
One
left.
second,
Yeah.
mask off. Okay, Hannah, mask off.
Okay.
Less than 5 minutes, everybody hold your breath.
Okay, sorry, my glasses fell off.
Look at me with it. Thanks.
Okay, mask on.
Mask on.
Okay. Nobody leave, nobody leave. Okay, so thank you for our 2019-2020 Chiefs. You will be missed. You've actually helped organize so much this year. So on behalf of the program director and the rest of the professors that are here in the gallery in this room here, I would just like to say thank you so much for everything you did. Okay. Now that we finished that, we don't have to talk about them anymore. Let's talk about the new chiefs. So I'm going to bring the chiefs we just honored, and they will be kind of changing the guard and introducing our new chiefs. Okay.
Can we do Sean later?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to take our mask.
Whatever.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jason. So as far as for we have shout outs, but they're planned for later. So we're gonna keep it concise. So I really appreciate the way they coordinated, like a band or musicians and we'll have more shout outs later though, specific ones. But yeah, they're great.
More personable ones later.
We did not.
You guys want another picture? Okay.
We did not take that picture. That was really heartfelt. Like I was. Heartfelt one too. We didn't.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so we're going to transition to. We're going to start transitioning to some of our awards, and so there's many aspects to residency. There's the academic portion, the clinical portion, and the educational portion. So we try to recognize somebody in each part. And so for our first award is the Family Medicine Clinical Staff Award. Dr. Hana Hosotani will be presenting this one.
Thank you. So I'm Dr. Hana Hosotani, and I would just like to take a quick moment to talk about our clinical staff as a whole. So we really have had the honor of having such a great staff, especially during this difficult and surprising year. So definitely a special thanks to Jessica, Taria, Michelle, Holly, Tiffany, and Cassie. So on top of their normal duties that they actually signed up for, which involves helping us in clinic coordinate patient care, to consider for all of our needs. They have gone above and beyond to also help us in the COVID screening tent and really put themselves on the first line to helping our community. And so UNLV was basically has put together a huge bulk of the testing here in Las Vegas. And without them, we genuinely would not have been able to do it. So special thank you to everyone in helping to accommodate that situation, and to everyone who specifically had actually gone out and worked at the tent with us to screen all of our fellow citizens. So in terms of the clinical staff member that we particularly like to appreciate and highlight today. So she has come on board with us and basically picked up all of the skills very rapidly. She has always been hardworking, and our clinic is ever changing on a weekly basis in terms of how it's run and just different logistical things that come up, but she's adapted very well. On top of that, she's always been there, not just for the clinical support, and she's also been there just as a great member of our staff and for support and laughs and just storytelling with everybody. So very much appreciated, in addition to all of her hard work that she does on a daily basis. So I would like to ask Cassie to come up here as we So we adore you. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Really, we cannot say thank you enough. So thank you.
Okay, so next up we have, so in our program, we have to combine our efforts to educate these residents with a variety of community preceptors. Some of them are with the VA health system, some have their own private practices. A lot of these rotations are things we cannot offer within our practice, such as rheumatology, cardiology. And so to recognize someone that went above and beyond to educate residents, we have the Community Preceptor Award, which will be presented by Dr. Viet Nguyen.
All right, hey everyone joining us electronically. We appreciate your opportunity to watch us and watch some of the awards that we have the pleasure of presenting. I have the honor of presenting the Community Preceptor Award, and this is an award that is selected amongst the second and third year residents here who reflect on their time spent in training to recognize members of the community that get a chance to teach as opposed to just members of our faculty. It's a unique opportunity for us to be welcomed into another person's practice to allow us to have the opportunity of meeting their patients, and allows us to kind of reflect on what future doctors want to be. Not necessarily all of us want to be in academics, some of us want to be in the community. So it's a chance for us to see how you can cultivate these meaningful relationships with your patients to allow for that continuity of care, as well as to make yourself available to them, potentially in a system where you don't have as much support as we do here in an academic setting. So we have a distinct honor this year to present the award to Dr. Kitra Owens. So Dr. Owens is she is one of the faculty at the VA health system here in the Department of Foot and Ankle Surgery or Podiatry. She's welcomed our program into working with her and her colleagues with open arms, which is a very unique concept for us since we just restarted at the VA this year. So in the opportunity to see a clinical setting where you can do more procedures, where you can see patients, where you can see how much those patients care about her and she cares about them, really.
Okay, are we back? I think we're back. I'm hearing yes. Okay, sorry, a little bit of technical difficulty. Sorry about that. So Dr. Owens, last part of that cut out. Because of coronavirus, how we had to shift the date, she's in clinic, so she wasn't able to attend. But thank you, Dr. Owens, for your work with working with the residents. So our next award will be for the Family Medicine Faculty Preceptor Award. And as Dr. Palmer stated in her opening, we have very diverse faculty, diverse set of skills, teaching styles. They've all been great. And to honor the award winner, we have Dr. Justin Young.
All right, so I have the distinction of and the honor of actually presenting the award for the faculty preceptor that we appreciate throughout like pretty much all of our entire careers, especially as us third years. You know, and just to let you know, as a quick disclaimer, I've treated this speech almost as I've treated my epic notes, but a little bit too late. I was gonna get an email at 3 a.m. from Dr. Palmer to finish up your speech, so you'd have it ready. But I think this award is very important for all of us because I pride myself on being a part of this residency because out of all of the UNLV programs, I feel like we have the most approachable and knowledgeable attendings. I think none of us have any issue talking to you guys as either professionals or even friends. And I think we mean that very truly. I think from the residency perspective, when we were deciding on who to give this award to, I kind of alluded to the soapbox that I normally tell all the medical students. And that is that we chose this profession because we wanted to be the right person at the wrong time. And I think the person that we chose for this award has really exemplified that during this time period. He was the right person when we needed leadership. He was the right person when we needed, some guidance, changing clinics and throughout all of this tumultuous time. And even now with a lot of these like social issues and pandemic issues, we needed someone to kind of help guide us through what we would want to perceive ourselves as role models throughout the community. From a personal note, this attending has been someone that I've known for almost 6 years. And I think really without your guidance, I feel that I wouldn't have found what I was really passionate about in medicine, which is teaching. So without making too many broken knee jokes, I'd like to present this award to Dr. David Kuykendall.
Wait a minute, not yet, not yet.
Oh.
One more.
Thank you. Thank you, residents. I'm not a sentimental person. I don't cry. I didn't even cry when I broke my knee. So, but thank you, truly. Like, this is the best it gets. I don't get tearful. So this is the best, you're closest you're gonna get. So thank you very much. I'm really honored. Thank you very much. Okay. All righty. Okay. So we're having an earthquake right now. So next up, for our next award, we have the Outstanding Intern Award. And as I said earlier, intern year is really, really tough. It's hard to balance your life and your work on top of learning everything, because family medicine is so general. We have to know a little bit about everything. But sometimes an intern kind of steps forward beyond his peers and takes that extra step to really go above and beyond. So to acknowledge that intern, we have Dr. Jason Lau.
Hey, what's up? I'm not used to presenting because usually interns do that. So all the interns have been great, like Dr. Kuykendall mentioned, but there can only be one outstanding intern. So this guy, he's got a soothing NPR voice that makes me feel like I'm learning, even though what you're telling me might be wrong. He gave Sam Gong the best haircut of his life. It's not a euphemism. A dude that can find pants at Target clearance rack and make them fit like they're from Banana Express. This guy reads a lot of books, and you can tell because he looks like a librarian sometimes. He's an inquisitive fellow, and he's the only intern that would talk to me about Joe Rogan. So that's why you got my vote. But I think we all know who I'm talking about. David Wynn, come on up. I'm just kidding. Johnson Yukin. But before you come up, in all sincereness, yeah, you should come up, Johnson, just because I just want to make sure you hear this part. That's actually, so this guy, I mean, like in all sincereness, like, so he's got that X factor. I think Dr. Weissmiller puts it really well. It's like the growth lights in terms of just bringing out the best in those around you. I mean, I think I didn't do a statistically significant poll, but I mean, out of all the interns, I think one of the unified things is that you, like, Johnson's my boy. And I think that shows a lot because amongst intern year, like, it's easy to get isolated. And I think that one of the unique things you did was really bring it. I think they're laughing at you because they don't believe it's true, but anyways, like, it's more than just board scores, right? And it's more than just medical knowledge. And I think it's ability to bring out the best in others. I mean, even for us, like, you made our poster look beautiful, and that says a lot, especially as an intern. None of us like have done that, like, been that active. So I think that's going to set a great standard for those that come after. But don't get cocky, dude. And to all the other interns, like, don't get discouraged or feel shortchanged. Like, continue to learn from this and learn from each other. Like, again, you guys are all great, but I think even just hearing from there, like, I think you all celebrate the idea of unity. Before I stop reading off this even more, I'm just gonna let him go. Oh, cool. My bad.
Or we just say a little bit. Very nice.
I think they want you to speak, Johnson.
We want you to take your mask down just for 1 second. You're allowed for 1 second. Great.
All right. So next up is the Resident Clinical Achievement Award. And this award goes out to a graduate that went above and beyond in the clinical setting. And I'm pleased to tell you that there was a pretty even distribution of votes between multiple of our graduates. Things that highlight clinical achievement. It's the resident that gets approached with a patient that showed up 45 minutes late to their appointment, but they're still willing to see them. For the add-on that really needs to be seen because the weekend is hitting and they're short of breath, they always take that add-on. And as alluded to earlier, they finish their notes on time. So these are a lot of the things that encompass a clinical physician, and the clinical achievement winner this year will go to Dr. Viet Wim. Dr. Viet Wim, outstanding in clinic. He was one of the top as far as patient encounters, having been on as one of his most common preceptors, and I'm sure I shared the same opinion with all the other preceptors here in the room, always willing to take an add-on, see the late patient, and some griping, but minimal. But the best thing is always professional, always with a smile, and always treated the patient with as much respect as he treats his preceptors. To our Clinical Achievement Award winner, Dr. Viet Wim.
When you said finish notes on time, I sat down.
All righty, so the next award, and I need my paper here because I want to say it properly, is the Association of Family Medicine Residency Directors Resident Advocate Award. And to present that award will be one of our wonderful preceptors and my program director, Dr. Aaron Rogers.
Yay, Dr. Rogers.
All right. I'm pleased to be the one to give the AFMRD, the Association of Family Medicine Residency Directors Advocate Award. One of the main criteria beyond residents who may work with the government or be a part of committees is simply the advocacy for faculty and peers. The person that we're giving this award to this year really exemplifies that. This is somebody that almost every night when I would go home, or any of us maybe would go home from clinic, he'd be one of the last people there doing his records. Maybe he was just slow at doing his records, but he spent a lot of extra time in the hospital, sometimes 16 hours, making sure that his patients were taken care of, that the discharges were done correctly. He had been seen many times, or was seen many times, sitting at the nurse's station for hours waiting to make sure that labs were received and that his patients were taken care of. He's the true definition of somebody who is an advocate for patients, who demonstrates compassion and empathy that is so needed for family medicine residents. And I'm pleased to give this award to Dr. Jason Lau. Come on down, Jason.
Woo!
Woo, Jason! All right.
Go, Jason! Yeah!
Go, Jay.
He's here somewhere, okay.
Yeah, slow, sorry.
That's okay. Hey, Jason.
Hey. Thanks, Dr. Rogers. I appreciate you for all the shout outs and stuff. I'm sorry.
Wait, one more photo. There we go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hijack the program just for a quick second because I've been here for 20 years, so I get to do this, and I won't do this on my next award. I just want to say that, as Dr. Palmer said, that this has been a really different kind of year, obviously, with COVID. And I've worked with a lot of residents. Obviously, I took a little break for a couple of years in private practice, but for the most part, I've been here for 20 years. September 11th, the housing crisis, the shootings, and so on and so forth. But this has been a crazy year for all of us. And I just want to say how proud that I am of you guys. I didn't think I would do this. Including my rural residents being up there and watching the work that you guys have done. But being down here and watching this firsthand, you guys did. I watched you in the tent, and I was the first to complain about things, I'll admit, but you guys were always there working hard, covering for each other. And I also want to give a shout out to Dr. Palmer, who was asked basically to form these COVID tents over the course of a weekend and then reform them again and again with the help of the National Guard. So I just say thank you so much to all of you for a fantastic year. You guys have been all excellent, and especially Dr. Palmer and our senior residents. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, that was so sweet. Dr. Rogers didn't cry when I graduated. Yeah, I didn't get a single tear at my graduation. So for our next award, it's more a little balance of the educational side mixed with the clinical side. It's the Society of Teachers of Family Medicine Resident Teacher Award. And to present that will be Dr. Laura Shaw.
Okay, I already cried twice actually ahead of time, so I just wanted to make sure we think. It is my great honor to present the STFM, or Society of Teachers of Family Medicine Residency Teaching Award. So one of the things I actually love about this job is there's always an opportunity to learn something new. So I thought I'm going to take time to reflect on what it means to be a teacher. So what did I do? I Googled it. So if you Google the word teacher, you get a multitasking educational ninja whose job creates all other professions. Kind of a big deal. And then you get an opportunity to buy a t-shirt for $19.95 with that on it. So then I thought, okay, I obviously need an authoritative source. We're always teaching you, find an authoritative source. So I asked Siri, and this is what she said. A good teacher is someone who can learn from his or her students, learn with them, and learn for them. And I thought, who knew Siri was so deep? I also then thought I'd come up with my own definition. Here's, to me, what a teacher is. A teacher is someone who strives to impart knowledge, inspire intellectual curiosity, provide leadership, model work-life balance, demonstrate integrity, advocate for change, and show compassion. And that's a bit long for a t-shirt. So I do want to say that this awardee has exemplified what I believe is all of those things. And so I have the honor to bring up Viet Nguyen for this award. While he's coming up here, I had to dress up because I knew Viet would be dressed to the nines. So. Okay, so according to the STFM, this awardee should demonstrate the following. Interest in teaching, participation in patient education, peer teaching, quality grand rounds or conferences, valued as a teacher by patients and peers. We already heard teacher used to describe you multiple times before you even got up here. Evidence of community teaching and presentations given at regional or national meetings. Viet has gotten so many compliments from medical students for his teaching. He's had his own teaching rounds in the hospital. He's always approachable by students. They absolutely love him. He helped revamp Journal Club. He served as biostatistics expert. He's prepared and delivered 14 hours of didactics. That's incredible. And he's led PBL small groups and done procedural workshops. Personally, I see Viet do this with humility and patience and a spirit of helping others. Thank you for the privilege of learning with you and from you.
Thank you, Dr. Shaw.
Congratulations.
Oh,
my bling is down there.
I know. You have
There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Good job.
All right, next is, I don't actually need my paper for this. It's the NAPCRAG. What did you just call me? Research Award. So the NAPCRAG Research Award presented by Dr. Aaron Rogers.
Okay. All right, I've pulled it together, so we're okay. Don't worry. No tears on this. Yes, NAPCRG. Quickly, anyone know what that stands for besides Dr. Palmer? Wrong. North American Primary Care Research Group and AFMRD gives this award out to one resident who excels particularly in scholarly activities and research. The resident that is receiving this is publishing an article on FPIN regarding antiplatelet drugs in heart disease. He's presented 2 posters, and when he comes up, I welcome him to maybe share a little, doesn't have to, on the 2 posters, which have both won first place in the various NAFP conferences. And he's also revamped the journal club here at the residency program with residents looking at multiple articles and focusing more on data interpretation, biostatistics, in combination with clinical utility. And he's an all-around good guy. I'm pleased to give this award or award this to Justin Young. Superstar.
Okay, next up is the Resident Impact Award. So the Resident Impact Award is very similar to our graduates, but also slightly different. This is usually to kind of the next wave. Who's going to be the next graduate that's going to collect all the awards? And what we're looking for is who has changed the culture of the program, who has put their heart and soul into this program. I am really pleased to say this was a really tough decision. The voting was very close, pretty much among everybody that was eligible and nominated. It was very, very close. The winner this year will be Dr. Cameron Davis. And as he's walking up here, I will be kind of talking about some of his accolades. So Dr. Cameron Davis, so to put in light what he has given to our program, in total didactic teaching time, I myself as a program director, in conjunction with all the professors of our department, have to put together 182 hours of didactic material over the course of one academic year. Dr. Cameron Davis has prepared 46 of those hours by himself or in conjunction with one of his peers. That is a lot of weekends. That is a lot of personal time he has sacrificed. He is interested in sports, but his lectures include cardiology, EKG conferences, spirometry, pulmonary conferences. He is always willing to do workshops, and he has 2 projects ready to be launched July 1st for our brand new interns, as well as some of our senior residents as well. So with that, I'd like to present the Resident Impact Award to Dr. Cameron Davis.
Wait a minute, I didn't get my. I was really focusing. Great.
Okay, congratulations. Okay, next up we have the RECEP Award. What is RECEP? We're about to hear it from Dr. Laura Shaw, who are presenting the next award.
I did a little shout. Oh, wait, that was Jason. Sorry. Hi, guys. Here we are at the last residency, or the last resident award, the RECEP Award. So please bear with me as I give you a little background on RECEP. In 2000, the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act was redone and amended to allow medical screening for former uranium workers, downwinders, and on-site participants who may met RECA qualifications. So the Radiation Exposure Screening Education Program was born, and our Family Medicine Department received an award from HRSA to be able to administer the Nevada RECEP project. Our own residents have been instrumental in this program, providing these medical services for our fellow Nevadans. I would like to bring up now Dr. Tim Liu, to accept the award for the RECEP Award. And I'd like to explain a little bit about why Dr. Tim Liu deserves this award. It's taking him a little longer.
Tough crap, tough crap.
Come on, Tim.
There he is. Over here.
It seems only fitting that the last and final award, when everyone is probably tired, goes to Dr. Tim Liu. The both of us standing here, right? Okay, so speaking of t-shirts, if nurses or Mahasan were to make t-shirts for us, you might have LTL on there for last to leave. Okay, there have been many late nights where Tim and I have been there in the clinic after 5 working on patient care. But what might also go on a t-shirt for Dr. Liu is Dr. Liu is so thorough. Dr. Liu, listen to me. I see I'm right. And I would get these notes, so much detail and so much care. I was really impressed. And the RECEP, it's like, whoa. The RECEP patients really, really love Dr. Liu. These downwinders are people who are experiencing medical hardship or uncertainty due to the mistakes of our government. They want to be listened to. They want to be cared for. They want to feel like they're valuable. Many doctors see these patients and simply check the boxes, but Dr. Liu would eagerly ask, when's the next RECEP clinic? I want to go. Sign me up. And then he would see them and he would fill the take-home recommendation sheet where some people would just write CPCP. He would fill that to the brim with tips and suggestions and things that they should follow up on. And not only that, he'd written all this, but he'd write it again on the plan. So he would actually do this twice. And so we really appreciate the effort that he's taken. And again, the staff know that writing one of Dr. Liu's RECEP letters takes twice as long, but so worth it.
Sorry.
In my opinion, Dr. Liu gave these people a gift. He gave them the gift of his time, his effort, his ear, and his heart. What a note to end it on, Tim. Way to go.
Thank you, Dr.
I think they want to speak to him.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. Well, so thanks, Dr. Shaw. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. I'm just really pleased with this. And yes, some of you tried to get rid of me once, but the joke is on you. I'm here with this. So thank you so much. My pleasure and my honor. Thank you.
All righty, so kind of tying with the theme and why we're doing it virtually in this really weird way is this is a really special year. A lot of change, a lot of adaptability. So our chair, Dr. Elisa Palmer, will be coming up to speak of just some special recognition, some people that really step forward in the time of need. Dr. Elisa Palmer.
Hello again, everyone. And a special shout out to those in Winnemucca and also to all the families who may be watching. So on Thursday, March 19th, in the middle of a meeting, I found out that I had been appointed the medical director of a COVID-19 curbside testing clinic and call center that was to open in 3 days on March 23rd, on Monday. It was to serve our clinic patients and anyone in Southern Nevada who needed to be tested. Well, 3 months and over 12,000 patients later, it's still in operation and has been a huge success and has been a model for the rest of the state. Family medicine attendings, fellow, resident, and staff played a seminal role in creating the processes, supervising what I like to call the al fresco clinic and working in it. Believe me, I have suntans in unusual spots like the top of my feet from spending so much time outside. During the first week, as fellow and resident rotations fell apart, I requested to Dr. Gall to allow Dr. Diaz to work with me at what has now become known as the tent. For 5 weeks, every day, all day long, Dr. Diaz was there daily, excited, and watching the processes, working with me to train the staff, the residents, faculty, and to improve the efficiency, doing time tests, trying to figure out why the line was long. Dr. Diaz, earlier today, Coach Arroyo of the UNLV football team was present when Dr. Gall gave Dr. Diaz his graduation certificate over at the Fertitta Football Center. Then the coach presented Dr. Diaz with a signed football for his dedication. It turns out that Coach Arroyo is one of the few coaches right now in the country who's able to be in the football area, to be on campus because of the testing center, and thanked us tremendously for all the work that we did for that. So I'd like Dr. Diaz to come up. I'd like to present him with a certificate in recognition. Come on. So the certificate reads, I have one of many. From the UNLV School of Medicine, Department of Family and Community Medicine, Site Medical Director, COVID-19 Response Team, Curbside Unit, in recognition of excellence in leadership and community outreach delivered with caring, professionalism, and efficiency to Daniel Diaz, the man. Like that. Okay. Okay. But although he's going to California, we couldn't get him to stay here with us in our department. Dr. Diaz just texted me, and he has decided that he will accept a community medicine appointment from our department, long distance, so that he can actually participate in didactics. He will be an adjunct clinical faculty, and he will be coming back periodically to participate in the department. So thank you, Dr. Diaz. So there were many others who contributed to the success. This is truly a team effort. So residents, you were all a part of manning the tent, giving input, training, and working. So for each of you, each and every resident, I have a certificate that reads, Physician Logistics Coordinator, COVID-19 Response Team Curbside Unit, in recognition of leadership for work performed to coordinate, supervise, and lead the operations on site for community testing. So if the 5 graduating residents could come, I'll give you your certificates, and then the rest of you will all get them individually. Come on, guys. Come on, graduates. Stand in group. So when you first. Justin. Okay. And next is, Tim is behind everybody. Tim, I have yours. And Jason, and Viet, and Hannah. If you want to open your certificates and stand, we'll get a photo of all of us together.
Yes. Stand in front of that.
Wait a minute. Be careful, you fall out. I'm not, thank you all.
Thank you.
Not done yet, not done with the thank yous. We had a long list of thank yous. So faculty, Dr. Barnes, Dr. Rogers, Dr. Shaw, Dr. Malin, Dr. Kuykendall, Dr. Weissmiller, all of you have spent a significant amount of time in the tent. Your certificates read, Site Medical Director, COVID-19 Response Team, Curbside Unit, in recognition of excellence in leadership, caring, in community outreach delivered with caring, professionalism, and efficiency, and I thank you all for that. But of course, our medical assistants also deserve praise too. So for Michelle, Cassie, and Holly, we have certificates that read, Specimen Collection Specialist, COVID-19 Response Team, Curbside Unit, in recognition of work performed to support the community outreach program, we thank you. But we couldn't have kept it organized without Mahasan or Ronnie. So Ronnie, your certificate reads, Scheduling Coordinator, COVID-19 Response Team, Curbside Unit, in recognition of support in coordinating physician scheduling for the community testing site, thank you. And Mahasan, your certificate reads, Scheduling Coordinator, COVID-19 Response Team, Curbside Unit, in recognition of support to coordinate medical assistant scheduling for community testing, and I thank you. It has been a real effort to be able to man this tent, keep the family medicine clinic open, keep sports medicine clinic open, keep student health running, have doctors on the hospital service, and For our department, I think it's been absolutely amazing, recognized by the president, the provost, the dean, and certainly Dr. Gardner. So thank you everybody for continuing this effort, and we've done just a wonderful service to the community. I wanted to tell you that yesterday when I went on site to check with Dr. Shaw, the major from the National Guard, the major and the lieutenant colonels were there, and they actually presented me with a coin as a special thank you for what we have done with our department from this in terms of the state and being able to be a model for the state and in some respects the rest of the country and looking at Las Vegas. So thank you everybody. So I'll turn it again over to Dr. Kuykendall.
Okay, it's finally time. It is time to give out the certificates for graduating, residency, and completing. The way I want to do this is I'll say the name of the graduate. Please come out and I'll, say nice things. I'll try to cry. Who knows? And we'll get you out here. And once I pass you the certificate, if you could please stay out so we can get a nice group photo with all of us, that would be really special. So, in no particular order, would Dr. Viet Nguyen start heading down towards the stage? So Dr. Viet Nguyen, I've gotten to really get close with Dr. Viet Nguyen because this class as a whole is really special to me. This class was the first class where I got to participate when they were fourth-year students applying, interviewing, and helping create the match list. So this is my first class that I got to start with and finish. So they're really special to me. In particular, Dr. Nguyen was one of my advisees. It was really special to have our last advisor meeting. He has always put everything into residency. I don't know, there's not much I can say. Yeah, Dr. Viet Nguyen, he's heading to the military, I believe San Diego.
Nearby.
Near San Diego. Who cares? It's a small town. San Diego. San Diego, where I'm sure he will be helping everybody he sees because that's the way he is. He never gives less than 110%. Congratulations, Dr. Viet Nguyen. Thank you.
Awesome.
You can stay. Okay. All right. Next up is Dr. Hana Hosotani can start heading down. So Dr. Hosotani, she is definitely one of the most organized of her class. She gets special recognition because she was one that we never had to email to tell her notes were late. A couple other things. She really also puts her heart into residency. She helped organize a dermatologist to come from another state to come and give about 4.5-hour workshop on procedures. And as a chief resident, excellent at communication. Actually, probably more so than me. She was asking me about her exit interview and how to prepare for it before I even had the thought that we had exit interviews coming. Always put it in, never any trouble. Absolutely great in the clinic. Her patients love her. Congratulations, Dr. Hana Hosotani. Move over.
There.
Okay, if Dr. Tim Liu can come back up. So Dr. Tim Liu, I don't think I can talk Dr. Shaw, that was great. I will say in addition, something from a different perspective is this is probably the only resident I anticipate encountering that we had to tell him to leave the hospital because he was gonna violate his own duty hours because he likes to, again, work hard, be thorough, and stay late. So I'm pretty sure we're never gonna have anybody like him. Congratulations, Dr. Tim Liu.
One second.
All right, so let it be known, no one ever called me fast, okay?
Okay. Next, if we could have Dr. Jason Lau come, and please with family so we can get family photos as well.
Woo!
Go Jason!
So Dr. Jason Lau, another one, really puts his heart in, almost to a stubbornness. Definitely an independent thinker, always wanted to share his mind, always stuck up for his own plans, precepting, even in his first 2 weeks of residency. It's been a lot of fun to have him come full circle.
Wait, where are the parents?
Oh yeah, they're shy right now.
Okay.
There's their preference.
Dr. Jason Lau is very interested in clinical practice as well as academic medicine. I hope in the future that I can call him colleague, not just one of my residents. Dr. Jason Lau.
Ooh, go Jason.
Jason!
Let's go, baby.
Go
We love you, Jason!
Woo! We're
Love
proud of
you,
you, Jason!
And last but not least, Dr. Justin Young, if you could start heading this way. Dr. Justin Young, he's the one that I've known probably the longest. 6 years? No, you're not going to get me. I promise, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. It's been really fun to watch Justin grow up, to see him so young, act so young, and to become the doctor he has. It's really special.
So young. So young. Oh, yeah.
Group photo.
Let's all stand here so we can get the UNLV and along with it.
Oh, wow.
What are they trying to prove?
No, this one. She was on the side of the podium.
Up like equal to here. See, up. We'll go back. We're gonna stay up.
Maybe switch Viet Honors.
Yeah, for evenness, for height.
Which one first?
Ron.
Yeah, we're all even.
It was a match requirement.
And he had to get his haircut just at the
Must be below his head.
All right. So I don't know what's coming next. I just heard it's a special farewell message from the graduates. I just want to say, if it's awesome, I will completely take credit. If it is not, I apologize in advance. Like I said again, I don't know what's coming, so I hope it's awesome. Here are the 2020 graduates. They're putting their certificates away, so a little bit of a delay.
You want me to? I'm gonna go first to save Jason any further embarrassment.
To you.
Oh yeah, to all of us.
What does that mean?
So this is
hosting.
Yes, our staff of the video. Oh, cool. Let's see.
So this is an opportunity for us as graduates, kind of just, I guess, say our final words about any. I think all of us are in agreement that we're in great gratitude to all of our faculty, to all of our coworkers that have put up with us over the past couple of years. They give us the opportunity to grow and learn, and to go from being new interns scared of everything to new graduating attendings scared of everything. And so I think individually, all of us are going to recognize some of our younger peers to give them an opportunity to our final words of wisdom. So you want to start?
Yeah, so
You're probably more prepared to see with them.
These are the real shout outs. Like we prepared things just between these speeches.
One second, I gotta share you actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Now you should be able to.
Cool. All right, Cameron, aka Cammy, aka Cam, my main man. You're like a little brother that I never had because we look so physically identical. It's like, whoa, a mirror. I think we really connected because you're a silly dude that enjoys the celebration. You're pretty smart and motivated when you want to be. Definitely one of the most proactive residents that I've seen these past 3 years in terms of like always doing things outside of when you don't have to work. So props, man. And I want to thank you for always willing to give me constructive feedback. Like, Jason, sometimes you're an a-hole, but that's all right. Everything matters because that's what I've reflected on because you did it in a constructive way. And I thought you were sincere and you came from a place where I was like, he wants me to be better. So I appreciate that, man. My challenge to you though, as a third year, is to see how much you can grow and lead and cultivate like a culture that doesn't only just benefit for yourself, but everyone around you, like just the way you have been. I think it's easy to get complacent during third year, but I challenge you to get better. So like a great woman once said, don't let me down. Chainsmokers. Yeah. All right, should we do the Chiefs first or what are we gonna do? What are we doing? We're just winging it. All right, cool. So we give a shout out to everybody. So Tanner, you buff stud, you have. Oh! Get away from me, man! It's distance. He was wearing a mask while he did that. You two helped me grow from when I remember like, yeah. You also told me you were like, it was like our first week of intern week. We were like, I don't like so much feedback, Jason. And I was like, okay, cool, man. I'm gonna turn that down. And I actually, that's what seriously, those little things of learning how to communicate is like what makes medicine hard. Like the thing I say is that like the hardest part about medicine is not about medicine, but whatever that means, right? Even though, let's see what else I got. I'm gonna leave it at that. Cool.
Awesome. So my PGY tutor to give my final lasting thoughts to are David Wynn. David Wynn is a person I feel I've gotten to know very, very well because everyone keeps confusing our inboxes with each other. He takes care of my patients. I take care of his patients. It's like double the workload and half the credit. I think David's been an incredible doctor to work with. It's great to see him grow. I wish I had an opportunity to rotate with him more. That's Ronnie's scheduling, not mine. And then ultimately, the one gift I wish I could have provided for you that I can't, David, I'm sorry that Locke's starting. So there will be more Dr. Wins that are in your inbox that still aren't your patients. So best of luck to you. I wish you luck in your future urgent care career. And then the intern I'll be presenting to, I hope that's David. I've never known him to have so much violent outbursts.
Are they going to say it's a win-win situation?
Hey, it's going to be a win-win. It's your job to make sure there's another win in the next intern class, and this is going to go on forever. And then my intern to present in my words of wisdom to is Frank Chong, aka Frank the Tank. It's been a pleasure to get to know you. Same thing. Wish we could have hung out more. Wish we could have gone to more concerts. Corona got in the way of all of our free time. But you're incredible. I don't know how you know so much information. It must be that Enki that I'm too old to know anything about. But I think you're going to do great. You have a big passion for medicine. You actually communicate with me on weekends about patients that I'm no longer seeing because I'm graduating. But best of luck in your sports medicine career. And you guys are always available to reach out to me anytime you need any help or anything in the future.
All right, so I'd like to give my one shout out to the future program champion. She can come up here, Dr. Jasmine Joe. So I got this from Mindy, who also got this from the King of Burgers. Yeah. So program champion means a lot to me. This is a completely made up position, but essentially I feel like we have like the same, work ethic, height, except you're Hawaiian and you're female and you're much more chill than me and less angry. So I feel like you would just hand down the tradition of being a program champion. I don't know what it means, but you give it meaning. So
I will. I'll pass it along.
Pass it along.
Mindy
gave it to me when she was moving out, so I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Last shout out is
You gotta live up to that, Jack.
Yeah, you have to live up to it.
I will try.
Last shout out is to Johnson Yukin. I don't have very many words because why use many word when few word do trick. So he's from the same homeschool as I am. He's one of like the most intelligent people I know, like regardless of level of residency. You know, I've learned so much from just working with him. And I really hope that you are going to be the one resident that really takes what we've established as like an academic program coming up with all the research and, you know, working in FPIN and kind of just being more involved in the academics community here. I just really hope you can kind of take the mantle and move it forward. So best of luck to you.
I would just like to first highlight Dr. Jacqueline Rive. So she will be one of the incoming chiefs, which I think will be fantastic for our program. So she is, number one, a very dedicated physician to all of her patients. I think every single patient always feels very appreciated, very heard. And so she's very good at taking time to listen to everybody. On top of that, she's extraordinarily thorough and is consistently always eager to learn. So always reading up on new things, always questioning things. Even if it's something an attending says, she's always there to question, okay, well, where did that come from? And just really make sure that we are practicing good medicine. As a secondary factor, she's also one of the most compassionate people, certainly in our program, but also that I've ever met. So she dedicates her free time to rescue dogs and take some dogs into her own home. But additionally, she's always there to just make sure her co-residents are doing okay and just support anybody really who seems to be having a difficult time. So definitely would, you know, our program's lucky to have her. The second resident I wanted to highlight is Dr. Sohei Fukuda. And the one thing that really comes to my mind is when he actually really helped me out quite a bit. So when I was younger, I moved to Japan and didn't speak much Japanese, and so school was definitely a challenge and kind of still trying to perform at, you know, the top level as my peers while learning an entirely new language. So I can only imagine what it's like for him as English as a second language, but then practicing medicine, which I could never imagine doing in Japanese. So, but the story that I'm always reflecting on is there was a time when I had a Japanese cancer patient, and for me, I still get very uneasy about my Japanese. So I feel comfortable talking about daily things, but I think when it comes to professional language, it's definitely one of my insecurities. And that's when he really stepped it up. And he had never met this patient, but he helped me translate documents for her and just spent his own time on the phone with her and making sure that she understood everything. So I think the way he carried himself with professionalism and just the thoughtfulness and thoroughness was really surprising. So I think he's going to make an amazing physician. And so both Dr. Rive and Dr. Fukuda, I wish you both well, and thank you.
All right, so I had the enviable task of giving remarks to Dr. Gracia and Dr. Wong. When I first got the assignment from Jason, I was quite pleased. Like, oh wow, I like these two people. So as opposed to the other ones, but then the second thought was, maybe I didn't work with him so much at work. So if I struggle, allow me. Yeah, so for Dr. Gracia, Dr. Gracia is easily one of the more thoughtful and sophisticated human beings that I have had the pleasure of knowing during the past 3 years. if she looks silly for a second, that will be because she is stooping to your level. So, so, so because she's so nice, she does not want anyone to feel bad around her. So, all the more we should learn and improve ourselves, right? She's easily one of the more giving and considerate people as well. And yeah, I mean, the way she has stepped up and accepted the chief position, I think she's definitely one of those, for this kind of thing, some people actually do it because for a whole range of reasons. But I think to me, she's doing it because she truly has a desire to want to help everyone around her and to make this program better. And I think that is truly admirable. A lot of staff members have already made remarks about how she's progressing so well clinically and as a leader as well. So I'm not beating the dead horse at this point. Yes, yes. Or maybe I should be the dead horse. Okay. Okay. All right. So okay. I'm ready. Hold up. I got Hold on. So you've only been a chief for a little over a month, but I'm very happy, and it makes me even more proud to call you my chief. And should you ever call me in the middle of the night asking me to jump on my bed, my response will always be, how high? Farewell. Thank you, Chief. Take care. The next remark is for Samson Wong. I really like Samson. I never really worked with him in clinic or in the hospital. We did speak at times, talk about things and careers and meaning of life, all those things. But what I can say is I have been reading his notes just because I love to read everyone's notes. And Samson really puts in a lot of time to work up the patients. He strikes me as someone who truly cares about the medicine and how he is helping his patient. And so I really want to applaud him for his commitment. I see quite a bit of myself in him, actually. Only he's a better version of me. This is the prototype. He is the 3.0 with a firmware upgrade. So he moves a little faster. He cooks better. His jokes are funnier. His battery lasts a little longer, especially during lecture. So I think I think it's amazing that we have spoken about his possible aspiration in palliative care medicine. So I hope someday I will be able to speak about your career aspiration again, and your ceiling will be much higher than mine. You will go much further than I have. So with that, I hope we can stay in touch and allow me to be your low friend in a high place at Fresno.
Yo, David Wynn, where's my hug, man?
Yeah. So one of the reasons that I think we wanted to do this is just because an important thing that I think we all struggled through this past year is a lot of change. And I think as residents, it's easy to get caught up in your own little world and forget that we're all in this together. So that's kind of one of the things that it comes top down, like I think we all recognize that all of our attendings all made sacrifices and they all did things that was out of their responsibilities. And I think, we all try to step up and maintain and do the best with what we had, which is like all we had was each other. Like you don't get paid anymore. You don't get any more kudos other than just being able to support each other. And part of that, like with that being said, so each of these little things has a special gift for all the attendings. Basically, each one is unique, and it's Spider-Man for a reason. It's Spider-Man for a reason. Like I became a doctor because with great power comes great responsibility. And before they start playing the music, I just want to say thank you for all the attendings. And I think we all can agree that we're, I think, a ragtag team just like the Mighty Ducks. Whoop! So I'm gonna play a little video. It might lag, but you know, what can you do? You make the best of what you got.
It's all good.
Are they able to play video? Are they able to stream? Like, I made like a video.
Yeah, share screen as long as you pick that video. Yeah.
Yeah, your co-host.
Depends on audio. Yeah, can we see it? Or we gotta go to the room?
Question is how we do.
Can we watch this one?
I guess go to the back.
A little nervous? Terrible. Did you have a speech ready? No. Tim, what's your... That's how you feeling, buddy? A little nervous? Terrible. Did you have a speech ready? No. Tim, what's your speech going to be about?
No speech.
This for just all the people on the broadcast. I am really sorry, but we can't get this video to play through the broadcast. So what we're doing is we're actually playing it in the theater here on our own. It's going to be about 5 to 6 minutes. We're just going to watch it together in the back, and then we're going to come together again to have the thank you in closing. So bear with us. It will go black for about 5-10 minutes, and we'll be right back.
I didn't
How
venture into the
sweet.
stories yet, but I've been online.
Well, you know what I didn't realize? They don't let you try anything on. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, for all those on the broadcast, we just finished. It was a nice, like, 6-minute video on just all the memories of 3 years and the residents hanging out. So thank you for sticking with us. To close, I'm going to bring back Dr. Palmer, our chair, to do the thank you in closing.
So we had a wonderful time this afternoon. Dr. Kuykendall, Ronnie, great job in taking us from Red Rock Country Club and still having that sort of atmosphere, but here at the 1701 building. A special thank you to what I consider my A-team, Mahasan, Ronnie, Jenna, Ivona, and Jesse. I've dubbed them the A-team because not only are they outstanding, but this group is truly a team that works together to keep both our clinic and our academic enterprise covered. Mahasan, our department administrator, no one works more or longer hours and more tirelessly and without complaint. She's 100% loyal to all of us, and her amazing attitude and wonderful demeanor can calm anyone's ruffled feathers. Jenna, our senior grants manager and rural network director, has mastered the ins and outs of workday reimbursement, and that's no mean feat. She pushes us all to exceed in our grant objectives and enjoys traveling through Nevada for our outreach clinics and rural residency. Ronnie, our residency program coordinator, who supports our family medicine residency in Las Vegas and rural Winnemucca, in addition to sports medicine, has more jobs to multitask than anyone I know. She's the queen of accomplishing tasks with impossible deadlines and the glue that keeps our training program together. An even greater feat is that she took on the new job within our department as the assistant finance administrator, just as COVID-19 hit our community, and she's been doing 2 jobs since then. Soon we will be recruiting a new residency coordinator, I'm pleased to say. Ivona is our new department administrator who joined us in March and has already impacted my life enormously in creating a better infrastructure to support the department. Her experience from working at main campus and finance and in the Office of Faculty Affairs has brought us great value. Jessie, our clerkship coordinator and administrator who joined us in September, has shared her years of skills in medical student education to assist our growing student interaction in our department and additionally assist Ronnie for the residency program. Even though their 5 jobs are seemingly unrelated, like family medicine, they have a broad scope of knowledge and skills, allowing them to jump in and cover for each other, others' positions in times of need. They all pitch in to make sure that both our clinic and our programs are successful. At this time, we give all of our staff a round of virtual applause, but we can hear applause in here, so let's applaud them for the tremendous work that they do in educating our students, residents, and fellows and keeping our family medicine office and our research enterprise growing. Thank you. We thank the Board of Regents and our School of Medicine leadership for their support in helping to make our department a success. A special thank you to all of our community faculty and our office staff, since it's with your efforts and our collaboration with our hospital partner, UMC, that helps our success. And for putting this together virtually, this appropriately socially distanced graduation, many thanks again to Dr. Kuykendall and Ronnie. We thank you, residents and fellows, for allowing us the honor of teaching and working with you. Thank you to all the families who support all of us. As we move forward to enjoy some more camaraderie within our scope of social distancing here, let us take a moment to remember the recent events creating turmoil in our country. As Dean Kahn stated, we need to be genuine workers on behalf of humanity. This is no time to throw in the towel, to allow chaos to win out, or to allow racism to continue. So let us all continue to mobilize together to move forward into a better world of our own making. Thank you for attending our wonderful celebration today.
Thank you, everybody.